opportunity, I was able to, put my own spin on the vocals and, the soundtrack as well, and just to be able to, submerge myself into the New Orleans and the sound and the culture, it was incredible.
This question is from Francisco Javier Quintanar from La Crónica. Michael B. Jordan. The music, it's the southern atmosphere. It's a prelude to something that we're going to see in the story. How much the music helped you in this case to create your characters?
Big time. Just kind of understanding, where the story kind of was created from, Ryan's relationship, with his family, and his uncle, and how music played such a huge part. And through Ryan, I got a chance to actually understand, how much the blues had an influence on the music that I like today, So I kind of got an education, a little bit of how music influenced and inspired so many different genres, and for the character, I listened to, a bunch of blues music to kind of, get my brain wrapped around what Smoke and Stack would have been listening to at that time, the type of music that they were probably told not to listen to, the places that they were told not to go into. Music played a huge part in getting ready for one character, and then having to go back to the trailer and change wardrobe and change mentality and change the way I hold my body and the way I think and play music that got me more into the mindset of one of the other brothers. And you really, I think I've always really felt this way, but it never really been articulated or presented to me in a way for me to acknowledge what it is. But music, when we listen to it, it's casting spells, not it's hypnotizing. It's you're hearing rhythms and beats, and you're listening to words over and over and over again. So you can get into a trance, like you get into a zone, you get into a flow state, and music played a big part of that for me to go back and forth between the twins.
Ryan, I can have an idea, a hint, but I want to hear from you. Why blues? Why did you choose this genre specifically?
It was because of my uncle and his introduction to it. But as I started to study it and research it, it became clear to me that you can argue that blues music is America's most important contribution to global culture and global popular culture. It just the way that it took off and permeated everything and became rock and roll and went to Europe and transformed music there and realizing that the people who were making it, the very act of making it was just affirming their humanity, at a time when that was being denied. So to me that was just incredible, and knowing that what blues is in 1932 is not what it is today. It's actually closer to what we would call hip hop music today. These dudes that were making these blues records, they were basically like the first gangster rappers. You know what I mean? And that to me was like astonishing. And then something else that happened, because I was preparing like mixtapes for Mike and Ludwig Göransson, our composer. He's not here, but he had a massive contribution to the film. But one thing that I realized was music is also like an incredible tool for communication between artists. So these characters that had these different relationships, they had their own songs, for their relationships that we would play when doing scene work, and then we would play again when it was time to shoot. And it would help them get into the mode and the mentality of these characters. But a lot of those songs were written songs might be written in the 90s, you know what I mean? But somehow it cuts right to where these people who were alive during the 30s, where they were mentally. It's really just like evidence of the immortality of humanity and the human condition,
Se nos acabó el tiempo. The next question, I want to hear the answer from each one of you. Sinners is a film that blends history, myth, and a deep emotional journey. If there is one thing you hope audiences take away from this experience, what would it be? Can we start with Miles?
One takeaway, I would say that honestly it would be just to, I think the film, it has a great way of, just allowing everybody to take different things from the film. Like, there's a lot of, different meanings and different, things going on in the film. So just to be able to kind of take your own, take from it.
Wunmi?
I feel like I would want people to think about who they invite in, because ultimately the people you share with can take, they can give, they can steal. Who do you allow into your safe space and to really cherish what you have? Cherish what you have and be wary of the vampires.
One thing to take away, you're gonna need to see it twice. Or 10 times. I agree so much with what these two said. I think to sort of go off of what Miles was saying, this film does have an incredible way of absolutely just captivating you. I'd encourage you to just go and be as present as you possibly can be and let this movie take you on the ride that it is. You will walk away with multiple feelings and thoughts, and there's a lot of conversation starters in this movie. But overall, it's a fun time. So enjoy it and be open to everything it has to offer.
Michael?
Man, that's such a tough question. A little bit of everything that they said, at the same time, this thing that kept coming back to me as I was thinking just now, is like family, right? Everybody has a version of family, whether it's the ones you were born into, the ones that you chose, the family you were given, and how far will you go to protect that? I think everybody cares about somebody in their family, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to make sure those people are safe. And I think this movie, outside of all the other things that it is and what it says, and I think this element of family just kind of rises to the top for me. So I think that's what I want.
Perfect. Finally,
I think and this film is everything to me. I've never loved a movie like this one. Never loved a cast like this one, or crew. And what I think people feel when they watch the movie, I hope they feel is that, our love for each other. It's a line that character says in the movie. He says, "Fellowship and love." It's not the character you would expect to say, but I think that the power for us to self-determine and affirm our humanity is at its height when it's in community with people who care about you.
I think it's a very entertaining film, but it also has a lot of important ideas on the table. La tienen que ver a partir del 17 de abril y en una sala cinematográfica para que entiendan todo lo que estamos hablando en esta tarde aquí en este escenario. Guys, thank you so much for your talent, your grace, your beauty. Thank you for being here in Mexico City. Acompáñenme a darles un fuerte aplauso.